Hey guys, it's Sarah from iaam.com, and today I'm here with Super Water Sympathy. How are you guys doing today?
Good.
Fantastic.
Guys, there's a breeze today, so
Yes.
that's nice.
Wonderful.
A little bit overcast, so that's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Can you guys introduce yourselves?
My name's Ansley. I'm the lead vocalist for Super Water Sympathy.
I'm Chris. I play bass for Super Water Sympathy.
We're a band from Louisiana, and this is our second summer on Warped.
Nice. So what inspired the name?
Question of the year. I think what our guitarist usually says, it was a song lyric originally, and then he just became obsessed with it. And he was like, that's a combination of words that I've never heard before. Like, if you Google that, nothing comes up. Like, you Google super water and you get super water slide, like super water jugs, like super whatever. There's no super water sympathy. And we were looking for a band name that was the case, where no one would ever have trouble finding anything about us. So it just kind of stuck, and it's definitely a name. If we get Sweetwater Symphony a lot, we get Super Water Symphony. We've gotten like Blue Water, whatever. We get a lot of stuff, but once you get the name down, it kind of, you're like, okay, I'm not going to forget that.
Right.
So yeah, so that's something. We like a lot of water. Everybody likes water. You can't live with it. I mean, you can't live without water, but it can also take your life away. Just very fluid.
All the songs have some, not all of them, but most of the songs have some kind of, like,
Imagery
about,
with
yeah,
water.
Yeah.
That's cool. All right, so you guys released a new album. What's it like, and has your style changed since then? How has your style evolved into this new album?
Well, our first album, entitled Vesper Bell, was released in August of 2011, and we recorded that in Shreveport in a little studio, and it was great, but we were still kind of trying to figure out what exactly we were going for. All we knew is we had female vocals, and we were kind of quirky, and we were very heavy synth and strings driven, and so it was just kind of like this thrown together mass of like all of our individual thoughts, as opposed to the new album was very thought out. We spent a lot of time writing it and making sure everything was exactly how we wanted it to be, and we actually recorded it in London with a producer named Cam Blackwood, who was he toured with Florence and the Machine for a while, and he did some mixing on Coldplay's X and Y, and a lot of our influence is very, very much that kind of sound, that kind of vibe. It's a very different one from what's going on Warped Tour, but we like it. So yeah, we've evolved, I guess. Our second album is more representative of what we are than our first album, if that makes any sense. Right. So yeah.
Okay, and who are your influences musically and personally?
Musically, I'm influenced a lot by Regina Spektor. I really like her quirky, like, cadences and pronunciations of certain words. I think she's a genius. I really like Amy Winehouse a lot. I think that she was a brilliant vocalist. But personally, for me, I think as a band too, we try kind of not to be too heavily influenced, because there's so many bands that sound like so many bands. So I feel like we're really trying to capture the individual aspect of our band. Who are you influenced by?
I think definitely like a huge '90s influence. I think that goes for everybody too, though. That we grew up in the '90s, and so all of our influence comes from different '90s bands of all genres, really.
Yeah.
Anyway, from like the Cranberries to like the Wallflowers, or even like Tom Petty.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. So I think that pretty much covers everybody in the 90s.
Yeah, that was good. Personally, who do you like?
Tom Petty, Wallflowers, Cranberries.
Yeah. So that's about it.
All right, so you guys joined Warped in New York.
Yes.
So how has it been so far?
It's been great. Honestly, last summer, we were on last summer, and we had a lot of issues with our vehicle. We had a lot of, which is not uncommon. A lot of people have issues with their vehicles on Warped Tour. It's like, your AC has been working for the past 5 years, and all of a sudden it doesn't want to work on Warped Tour.
No.
Yeah, so we had some AC issues last year. It was we didn't know anything. We didn't know what to expect. We didn't even bring like a dolly for our equipment. We were carrying everything by hand. So needless to say, this year we knew what to expect. We knew what was going on. We knew to hydrate, and we got a dolly and we have AC, and it's just been so much more of a smooth and enjoyable experience, honestly.
Great. Has there been any funny moments so far on Warped Tour?
Every day is pretty much hilarious at our tent. We actually, something that we do at our tent, we face paint. Just to like, it's a really good conversation starter, and kids love getting their face painted. So they come to our tent and we're like, let's paint your face, and then we're painting their face, and we're super Water Sympathy. You want to listen to us while we paint your face? And they just love it, and they end up coming to the show. But our lead guitarist, Clyde, he was supposed to be here today, but he's very wrapped up in the face painting thing, and he's a character. If you get a chance, to come by, he is definitely someone worth talking to. But our tent is
It's a madhouse right now. It's been nonstop since the gates opened. It's
just with the
people want us to paint them like
there's
zebras.
paint everywhere.
crabs,
There's glitter everywhere.
Really.
It's but that's the best thing we've ever done. That's the best thing we've ever done is face painting at the tent. So
Yeah,
we
that's
face paint.
very unique.
Yeah.
All right. So, what is your favorite song to perform live?
You go first.
Mine is a song called Cherokee. It's off the very first album, Vesper Bell. I just joined the band, so
Yeah.
all of the songs are new for me to play, but Cherokee is my favorite.
Yeah. My favorite song is to perform is off the new album, and it's called Fire Me Up. And I like it because it's very up and down. The chorus is like very happy, dancey sounding, and then the verses are like, the colors change and it kind of gets like a little darker, and then it gets happy again. It's a song about being bored, like whether you're bored with a relationship or like your life or whatever. It's a song about just wanting things to like get fired up. So I get fired up when I sing this song.
Great. So, even though you guys just released a new album, what can we expect from you guys in the upcoming months?
That's a really good question. We have lots of tours planned for the rest of the year. We're very, very active on our Facebook, which is just facebook.com/superwatersympathy, or superwatersympathy.com has our whole schedule. And we're actually going to be back in these areas before the year's even over on our own tour and not with Warped. We're recording an EP in January. To be released probably sometime next summer. And our producer from our second album is actually coming here from London, so that'll be fun. So yeah, that's pretty much just our schedule, really, because we're all over the place. We tour pretty vigorously. So
All right. And what has been your favorite tour that you've ever done?
I keep looking at Chris, but Chris
This is my
just joined
first
the
tour,
band.
so far Warped Tour.
So far, Warped Tour.
Yeah.
My favorite tour. That is so hard. Probably like one of our very first real tours, like when we went out on the road for the first time for 4 weeks, which was last January, February. It was the first time we really like hit it hard. Because I didn't graduate college until December of 2011, so I wasn't able to go on like long tours. But I got a degree. Then I joined a band, and it has nothing to do with my degree.
What's your degree?
It's in musical theater, so I guess I'm kind of theatrical and musical. I don't know. But yeah, probably one of those first tours. It was just so surreal. We were like, oh my God, we're really in an RV, like as a band, traveling, playing shows. So it was really cool thing.
All right. And next is this or that, and I'm going to say two things, and you pick one. Touring or recording?
Oh, man. Really have to just pick one?
Well, let's say it at the same time and see if we go right. On 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
1, 2, 3. Recording.
That's a really tough question.
It is. It's really hard. There's so many good things about touring, but there's something about being in a room with your band and writing and recording and hearing it all come together. That's just like, oh, yeah, it's like, this is what we do it for, to hear this on the speakers, you know? So,
All right, and the last question is, if your life was a movie, what would be the title?
All I can think of is like titles that already exist.
yeah.
Yeah,
God.
that's pretty good so far.
What? Well, we started calling ourselves our own genre that we made up because it's so hard for us to tell people what we sound like. So we started calling ourselves Water Pop. And it's actually caught on, like, through in the South and regionally, like when people do write-ups and stuff, it's like Water Pop. They're a band that does what they call Water Pop. And it just has a really cool ring, so I'd probably call it something like Water Pop. I feel like Water Pop would be a good, I don't know.
Sounds good.
All right, well, thank you guys
Thank
for
you.
interviewing with us.
Thank you for taking the time.
Do you have anything you want to tell your fans?
How about thank you for being fans, if you've heard of us, and if you haven't heard of us, listen to us for 30 seconds, and if you don't like it, then you never have to do it again. But I think you might like it.